My name is Dr Stefan Linde and I am a senior lecturer in occupational hygiene and a researcher at the Occupational Hygiene and Health Research Initiative at the Noordwes-universiteit. So the aim of occupational hygiene research is to investigate hazards in the workplace, how are workers exposed to those hazards and how can those hazards negatively influence their health. So my research interest is in exposure to hazardous chemicals. So in the workplace, many workers are required to work with materials and exposure to those materials can be hazardous to their health. So what we do is we look at the entire monitoring program of how exposure to those chemicals are monitored. We begin with the risk assessment, we go to the monitoring program, how to measure those exposures, and then we look at different methodologies. At the moment we are using direct reading instruments to measure exposure to respirable crystalline silica in mines in real time. So that means we can identify certain scenarios or activities where high exposure takes place, and then we can target control measures to try and reduce exposure of those workers. So once we have measured exposure, we move forward to data analysis. So we use different techniques to analyze the data, and the data is then used to implement control measures to try and reduce exposure. So in that way we use the entire monitoring program from start to finish to try and control exposure better. Industries in which we do our research, we are very involved in the mining industry and then other industries such as pharmaceutical research, etc., where workers are exposed to hazardous chemicals. So ultimately what we aim to do is we aim to improve workplaces, make them healthier, because healthier workplaces leads to increased quality of life for workers, and that is ultimately what we want to achieve.